Podcast, WATP.
Of course, The Fighter and the Kid have been a podcast for 14 years. Brendan Schaub has been mocked across the internet for almost that long of a time. And so you'd say, well, there's nothing new about talking about The Fighter and the Kid. But I would disagree with that because The Fighter and the Kid have moved their show to Austin, Texas, because Brian Callen wanted to be closer to the mothership, Joe Rogan's Comedy Club. And Brendan Schaub, rather than take the hint, decided, all right, buddy, I'll go there with you. Let's go to Austin. And so he has moved his family to Austin, as well as the producer, Chin. They have a new house. They are building a new studio. The studio, as we're going to see, was not built to be a podcasting studio. It's more of a garage. And, you know, we know that Brendan's a big gearhead, so he's got his vehicles in there, which is great. But things are not going well because as Brendan finally gets to Austin, Brian's been there for months. Brendan finally gets there. All right, buddy, we're here together. We can do Fighter and the Kid live. We get on our schedule, get on a routine. It turns out that Brian's got a vacay coming up.
Yeah.
Here we are, baby.
We're back, bud.
We're back. And I want to apologize for leaving again. But it's only 10 days, 11 days, 10 days.
It's 2 weeks of filming. You're missing 2 weeks.
I'm not missing 2 weeks. I'm missing,
No, because you come back on like a Tuesday.
well, come back on a Wednesday. Yeah. I'll be,
Brian, that's 2 weeks.
no, but we'll get a podcast in that week. So it'll be 3 shows I miss altogether. 3 shows. I looked at it. A total of 3.
4, because you come back on Wednesday. We'd have to film on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll film on Thursday. But you know what? Hey, look at me. We're filming on Thursday, but guess what? We'll get it in. That'll be our Thursday. We'll do it Thursday morning. And then, so we only missed 3.
Maybe.
We missed 3.
Like next week. So while you're gone on, what are you going, cruise?
I'm going with the extended family. Bubba. It's every June. Every June.
This is a meeting that should not be the beginning of the podcast.
No. I wish Brian would be like, how about we make it 10, you fucking asshole?
These guys are way too comfortable doing this show at this point because they're not taking it seriously at all. These are conversations you have with co-hosts behind the scenes, over text messages.
Good-natured ribbing or banter.
Before the show starts, you figure out. And also, I see this, and I go, how good is this show Thursday morning going to be? Brian's getting back from this long cruise in Europe, and he's like, all right, man, we'll just do it Thursday morning. We'll get together and we'll just do a show.
I can't wait to hear that obligation.
Yeah. There's no talk about, I have time to prep, and we'll go over this and that. It's just like, nah, dude, we'll turn the cameras on for an hour on Thursday if that'll make you fucking happy. All right?
I don't think anything will make Brendan happy.
No. He's miserable. This is not going well for him. And when Brian would go on vacations when they were in L.A., there were tons of people to fill in for him because they're in L.A., and that's where all the celebrities and comedians and everyone are. Well, they talk about the fill-ins they're going to get for these 3 episodes when Brian's not on.
Well, it's my whole family, though. It's my dad. He's 85.
But cruises?
Dude. Well, it's a high-end cruise. We stop
Cruises
at
and
Barcelona,
Teslas, dude.
Roma.
2 things I fucking hate.
No, but this is a great cruise. It's with the kids. It's it's great. It's fun.
But yeah, so you're missing 2 weeks when we just got here, so that's cool. But I got Tim Kennedy filling in next week.
That's a very good fill-in, right?
And then I'll probably have Catherwood fill in.
These are good fill-ins. These are good fill-ins.
Are they?
You guys excited about Tim Kennedy filling in?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, I got good news. It already dropped. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the podcast, The Fighter and the Kid, with Tim Kennedy filling in for Brian Callen. This is great, man. It's exciting that they have these people that can hop on here with Brendan Schaub.
The Fighter and the Kennedy.
Dude, awesome seeing you. I can't believe you're in Texas.
I can't either.
I'm like smiling ear to ear that in 1 week I've got to see you twice.
I know, dude. And I don't bother you. I know you're like, you have all your.
You have to fix that.
I know. I have some block with it. You know?
Get over it.
This is a weird thing, too. So this is a MMA guy as well. And Brendan Schaub is so uncomfortable. We're going to find out later in the segment that he doesn't even go to comedy clubs, which is the whole reason why Brian moved to this place, is all these comedy clubs downtown. Brendan doesn't go to them. He also knows people but doesn't want to bother them. Brendan doesn't know how to belong. He has no clue what he's doing here.
No. He doesn't
He's
understand that
uncomfortable.
this conversation he just had with Brian was Brian's worst case scenario of what's going to happen when this guy, when my mistress moves to where me and my wife live. He's going to start bothering me about how much time I'm spending with them and not enough. And it's been like a week, a couple episodes,
only
and
been a
he's
few- yeah, it's only been a couple
already
weeks.
feels like a jolted lover. This
Yep.
is really sad. He's supposed to be in the comedy clubs, finding people, discovering them, making a life for himself. Instead, he's really embarrassing himself. This isn't going to end well.
Well, no. And there's something so revealing about this conversation specifically. And again, this like dropped yesterday or today.
Yeah, you're right.
We're neighbors now.
I know,
You're a
brother.
fellow Texan.
I know.
I'll have a pair of boots, a hat, and a gun for you.
A gun.
I'm literally in the process of. I'm not joking. I could pull my phone up and show the text as I'm designing a custom pistol for you right now.
Oh, I love it, brother.
Yeah.
I was telling you, like, I was a little heartbroken leaving LA. You know, I don't know if you felt that when you first moved out here. I was a little heartbroken, just the familiarity, the routine, the baseball
Familiarity,
dads.
yeah.
And then, as I was telling you off air, last week, T got invited to practice with one of the top teams out here.
Okay. T is Tiger. That's his son who plays baseball. He got invited to practice with a team. Listen to this.
And it was the first time I was like, oh, I'm going to be okay, man.
Yeah.
It's going to work out.
Brendan is now basing this decision to move his entire family to Austin on whether or not his 10 or 11-year-old son, I don't even know how old Tiger is. He's not old. Whether or not baseball works out for him. That's A, a lot of pressure to put on your kid. And B, like living vicariously through your son is not healthy. This is not a healthy way to live your life
Very similar to why Opie wouldn't move.
Yes.
because of the kids.
Yes, it's an excuse that these lolcows use for the things that are missing in their life because they think it sounds noble. And it's one of the, signifiers that lets you know Shab is now officially a lolcow. I'm telling you, I can feel it in my, like deep inside when these guys begin this downward spiral, even if I'm not interested in them or don't have a history, I go, oh, shit. And the same thing with Opie, the same thing with John. This is all the stuff John does. Guilts people for not spending time with them on air.
Yes.
Explains about how he's been dissed by other people off air to create sympathy, but then brags about how he's a hero because his kids are achieving. I'm in for the long haul with this guy because this is going straight down and he's just filming it without realizing it. Welcome to it, Brendan.
And I've been watching clips of him on other people's shows, on his own show. This conversation about his son being good at baseball is brought up on every episode. He has put all of his eggs in this basket. Like, no, it's good that I moved to Austin because there's great teams here and coaches, and he's going to get the coaching he needs to be a pro someday. Ooh, he better.
And the neighbors I won't hang out with are great.
Right. When he smashes their windows with a home run ball.
And I know he's been a
fun.
locale for a while, but he's had power, success, money. It's this tragic decision that he's made that kind of intensifies the whole thing and makes it like the official free fall. He had things to cling to. Like you're saying, now he's got Tim Kennedy, who's making him a gun, who he doesn't feel comfortable talking to because Brian has fucked him up for all other people because Brian doesn't want to see him.
So getting back to this previous episode, Brendan's explaining that, he's the one who came out there, got the whole studio set up and did all of this work so they could have the fighter and the kid in Austin.
Hey, after 14 years,
Chin
my back hurts and so does Chin's.
Chin and Brennan have been in this studio, building this place out, putting up lights, renting the place, leasing it, paperwork, all that stuff.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, everything.
When you go play grab ass when you're like on the lake doing,
I've been
I'm
doing
in here.
stand up
I'm
and
in
just
here.
I've been.
Yeah. Oh, you just show up.
I've been. You know what I've been about as useful as a cow chewing grass.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term before. That cow will someday be my steak. I find that very useful, but I guess I hear what you're saying. So now Brendan's trying to guilt Brian into being like, dude, we're doing all the work. We're the reason why we have the fighter and the kid in a studio out here in Austin. Let's talk about this studio they have. This is from a channel called American Redact. And this guy's done a brilliant job of breaking down what's going on the fighter and the kid set.
You have some current events, Jen?
Yeah.
Is it warm in here?
Yeah, we're sure. Okay, so we talked about.
I like the heat.
No.
AC.
We had them turn off
studio.
Yeah, you're getting a little moist.
Yeah, but the studio shouldn't be this way.
So this new studio is really bad, much worse than we previously thought. Because as you just saw, it gets extremely stuffy in there, since these storage units don't come pre-installed with AC. So to fix this, Brendan's got this industrial-sized air conditioning box in there that sounds like a leaf blower whenever it's turned on.
But I will say this. You're talking about tens of maybe hundreds of millions of Muslims around the globe, recognition of it.
What is that noise?
this AC kicks on for a little bit, it'll turn off. Don't worry.
But
So they're competing. You hear the guys talking louder as the AC is running in this place. But let's not forget, it's not just about the AC unit. Let's remember, we play this on the show. There's also railroad tracks nearby.
Oh, yeah? Having a hard time finding meat? That's a train.
That's a train?
Yeah, there's a train that goes around.
Oh.
We're familiar with trains. We know how they work. Yeah.
This is a disaster. What's going on? Also, the lights, we saw this on the first episode. The lights turn on and off.
What's that?
All the time, and Chin has to run down and turn it back on.
And they're
during the
loud for some
show.
reason.
And that's a tarantula.
It's a disaster.
We get to see a lot more than I think he realizes. This choice of studio, he went for aesthetic, and that's it. And everyone told, like, if you're location scouting, oh, it's next to a railroad, then we can't record here, next place. That's it, done. No air conditioning, it's hot, it's cavernous and echoey, but it looks cool. I'll buy it. That was it.
I need to do this fast because I need to prove my allegiance.
Yeah,
Right.
make it look cool on camera. That's all I care about. I'll suffer.
He wants it
I
to
don't care.
look cool, but he also is the gearhead guy who wants to bring all of his trucks and his vehicles in there. So he
There
needed
you
a
go.
big cavernous space. And he's like, we'll just make it both things. We'll make it my garage and the podcast studio.
Just like a John, just like anybody else. It'll be fine. We'll do it live.
Yep. So why are they in Austin? What's the whole point of this? Well, Brian explains, even though he's not carrying his weight, as Brendan was just saying, Brian will get talent and bring them on the show.
Well, no.
We'll go on vacation.
Now listen, I'm going to get us some great guests. I'm at the Mothership. I'm at Creek in the Cave. We are going to have some great fun guests.
I've never heard. I've heard of Creek in the Cave. Is Creek in the Cave an actual
It's a
cave
great
in
club.
the creek?
It's a great club.
Oh, it's a club.
Yeah, it's a club.
See, I always think of like small red rocks and the water's
It's
there.
like Vulcan Gas Company. It's like right there. Right. It's that whole section that's a great club. I love that club.
That's cool.
Okay, this is insane.
Yeah.
He didn't know Creek in the Cave, the comedy club in downtown Austin that's right near the Mothership and the other venue that they played when they did their live show. Like, these comedy clubs are all in this small radius. And that's the whole reason why all these comedians are going to Austin, is becoming the comedy mecca. Brendan's been living there for weeks, and he goes, yeah, tell me about this Creek in the Cave. Is that like a Red Rocks kind of venue? No, it's a comedy club.
He was hoping for an invite. He was, I've never been there. What's that like? He was hoping he'd say, come on down. I'll introduce you to everybody. Instead, he said, nope.
Not for you.
Well,
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. So Brendan was on another show recently called Autotopia LA. And Autotopia LA is a show about cars and whatever, gearhead stuff. And I think that they're even trolling him when they ask him about hanging out at the Mothership.
Do you ever do stand up still?
No.
So when you're out in Austin, you won't be going to the Mothership.
I'll probably hang out some, but again, it's like, I don't get how guys do it. God bless them that do, but I just can't find the balance of getting back into stand up and being a good dad. I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah.
With everything I'm doing,
it's crazy. Guys like Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer pulled that shit off. And Tom Segura seems like he has like young kids, and he works it into his comedy and stuff. It's fucking funny, but
yeah.
And the wife, Christina,
she's also traveling comic.
And they do the podcast, the YMH Studios, like.
And they, I don't know their personal life. They might figure it out.
Wow. Seems like they figured it out.
Wow.
That was great.
Isn't that incredible? Like, all right, so now you're living in Austin. I bet you're spending a lot of time at the Mothership and, you're talking to all these comics. Nah, I can't do that. I have a kid.
think about how many times he's clearly said that and never received a follow-up question.
Yep.
He thought that was going to end there. Not like, what about Steve Martin wrote Parenthood? Bill Cosby based his entire life on, like, being a parent. Like, every comic turns being a parent into their new thing. Not for you? Fine, but don't act like it's fucking crazy.
Right. Yeah, so some people figured it out.
The subtle implication that they're all bad fathers. Maybe Cosby, but...
The elephant in the room, I'm sure he was a great dad.
We don't know.
The elephant in the room here is that it's well documented that Brendan stopped selling tickets. Like, people saw his special and then his subsequent special, and they went, this guy's not good at comedy. And so he wasn't able to tour and be a comedian. And yet he throws out every excuse. I was watching this interview. He's just like, well, then I wouldn't get home until 1 a.m. And my kid wants to get up and throw the ball around. It's 7 a.m. and I'm hungover. And so just comedy just wasn't working for me. He never says, yeah, I'm just not as good as these guys. I can't hang with these guys.
That's what we see from John. It's what we see from Opie. He can't do comedy because Easter's coming and he has kids.
Right. So it turns out Theo Von, who they started the King and the Sting, the Wing and the Ding, the whatever the Golden Hour finally became. But it started with just Theo and Brendan. And so Theo got himself far away. He went to Nashville. Said, I'm done with this. Theo's career has taken off since then. And apparently Theo checked in on Brendan recently to see how he's doing.
Yeah, are you critical? Super weird too. Like he randomly texts me. I don't know if he knew I moved or something like that. And he's like, checking in, man, blah, blah, blah. You going through a tough time? And I was like, I just moved to Austin, man. Yeah, I'm trying to find my way. I'm heartbroken about LA. Yeah.
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 You just miss LA, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I miss my community, my routine. You know, I'll find it. And it's starting to happen. You know,
you'll find it.
I talked to this guy last night, and he moved from LA.
Listen to this. I think he's lying. I talked to this guy last night story sounds like so made up to me.
And he moved from LA, and he was like, yeah, Texas is great, man. Best decision I ever made. He goes, but you should know it's no LA. Because you're going to miss, there's no replacing LA.
Yeah, sounds like a true Texan.
Now, Adam, I understand you live in LA. I assume that you like living there because you've lived there for a long time.
It's nice.
It's nice, right? You enjoy it there? This guy, Brendan Schaub, loved LA. All of his friends were there. Everything he did, his family's, all of their friends.
He's heartbroken.
Everything he was doing, he's heartbroken because he's not in LA anymore. So he talks to this guy. He's like, oh, I moved there from LA, and actually it's the best decision I ever made. But, you know, it's not LA. It's not as good as LA. But then he gives this advice. And again, this is a fake conversation. He's making this up.
And I was like, oh, how long did it take you to get, like, you know, back in your routine and feeling comfortable? It was 3 years. I went, what? He goes, yeah, tough 3 years. Tough 3 years. I went, oh, shit.
See, I don't feel that way.
I went, hopefully it's faster for me than that. He goes, probably not, but you figure it's only 3 years.
Jesus Christ.
See, no one would talk that way.
No.
Oh, it's miserable for the first 3 years, but if you stick through 3 years, then it starts getting better.
Is this a loophole so he can suck for 3 years?
Could you imagine if you started at a job in a company and you're a new employee there and you go up to someone and you're like, is it like this all the time? This is toxic. It's awful. Like, oh, yeah, the first 3 years are terrible, but then you'll figure it out. And then it's great. It's like, well, then I should probably quit now, then, right? Because I don't want to be miserable for 3 years.
Oh, and also, before you go, I'm going to lose things. I'm going to lose a lot of things. So just
right. Good Stuttering John reference.
That was not a conversation that happened. No. He was not comfortable enough to say he's miserable and he wants to go home. And that's what he was trying to say through this, person he made up. Yeah. And I want to ask you, does it sound like that for everybody? All over modulated and distorted, them talking?
Oh, it sounds okay to me. Oh. But it is very hot.
Yes, it's very, very hot.
It's very hot, yeah.
It sounds like it's from the original audio that it's kind of...
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Remember 2 weeks ago when he was shitting on his sound engineer for not buying a place yet? This is what happens when you shit on your sound engineer. Yes. They let you sound like this for the next episode. It's awful.
That's a good point. But yeah, he's heartbroken about LA, and I like that Theo Von just checked in like, hey man, how you doing? He didn't even know that he moved to Austin, even though the entire internet knows that, but not Theo Von. He doesn't... He isn't keeping tabs on Brendan Schaub enough to even know that. That's telling right there.
Well, he's busy with his career.
Who are these podcasts?